What on earth?
Well, you took your time, didn't you? Couldn't you drag yourself away from the place?
What is going on here?
It's obvious, isn't it? I've got the workmen in.
But our pictures, our photos.
Oh, they're probably in a carton somewhere, one less to pack.
It won't work, Joan. I know you're trying to drive us out, but it won't work.
I did ask nicely.
Oh, you've never done anything nicely in your life. Well, you know we've got nowhere else to go.
Well, that's your problem. You better be pretty damn quick about it because the bedroom is already half painted.
It's what? Oh! Just have to sleep in here, won't we?
Yes, all we need now is a good movie and some of my special shortbread biscuits.
Well, do you think you two could contain yourselves until I've seen my program? And what am I supposed to sit on?
You've got something to sit on, Joan. You just haven't got anywhere to put it.
Oh, you think this is a huge joke, don't you?
Life would be pretty hard if you couldn't see the funny side of things, Joan.
Yes, well, if you're not out of my flat by the morning, Pringle, you'll find out just how hard.
Oh.
And you'll find out just how tough I can be.
The governor not here?
No, she's just gone off on some sort of crisis, sports day.
What's going on?
I was just correcting some illusions Glover seems to have about the leniency here at Wentworth. Now, you get back to your cell. She should have been in SWAT training. Now, move it.
Glover, aren't you with the others getting changed for sports?
Not allowed out, am I? Governor's orders.
Really? Is that what you and Mrs. Morris were discussing in the privacy of the governor's office?
What if it was?
You answer me directly when I ask you a question. Fancy yourself as a bit of a rebel, do you? Well, we'll soon change that.
Why don't you leave me alone? You're almost as bad as Morris.
You've got a lot to learn, Glover. I might only be deputy governor of this place, but you ask any of the scum who really runs Wentworth. Now, you cross me, and I'll make your life so miserable you'll think Meg Morris is your best friend. Incidentally, you two didn't seem to be hitting it off so well.
She's a screw, isn't she?
Yeah, not easily rattled by the likes of you. I'm very interested to see how this relationship develops. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on you and Morris.
There we are. That should do the trick.
Oh, I'm all right, but you look as though you could do with some cheering up. Come on, what's happened?
I've had the most dreadful day.
Well, tell me about it. It'll make you feel better.
I walked and walked trying to get a job. Then I went round to Gran's place. And I had to pay all the back rent. And it took all my money and nothing with the place back, and what am I going to do?
Well, I'll help you. Come on, it's not the end of the world.
Isn't it? The PRG have pulled strings and they brought the custody case forward.
How much forward?
Tomorrow. They thought they were helping things. I'll never get Zoe back the way things are at the moment.
Come on, Laurie, pull yourself together. There's got to be something we can do.
Oh, yeah. There's something I'm going to do. I'm going to get her back.
Governor in her office?
Oh, good morning, Joan. Running a little late this morning, are we?
Obviously. Is Reynolds in her office?
No, won't be until a bit later on. She's got an appointment at head office at 11.
Maybe I'll get her at home.
Oh, well, let me.
I can do
I'll
it.
Oh, it's no trouble. I
Mrs.
don't-
Pringle,
Oh, I'm trying to help.
just answer your own phone.
Morning, Wentworth Detention Centre. Can I help
I'm talking
you?
about that Kath Maxwell I saw on
Oh, I'm
television
sorry,
last night.
she's not in.
She's still
Moment,
missing.
But I can take her.
Yes, sir. I believe you have some information that could help us.
Fine, I'll see she gets
Well, I might be wrong, of course, but I'm pretty sure I just saw her out of Red Hill.
An outgoing call on the board?
Yes, staff room. Why?
Nothing.
Thank you, sir. We'll certainly follow it up. And your name? I'd rather not get involved. It's just that I'm anti-euthanasia, so... No, I'd rather not.
Ladies and gentlemen, the family court is the only court where you can identify the innocent party at the start of any hearing. Of course, I'm talking about the child. Normally, we have to deal with the collapse of the mother-father relationship. Not so in this case, and yet our responsibility remains the same. The child. Now, Miss Wilkinson, the love you have for your daughter is very evident and not at all in question. However, I must take into consideration your criminal record, which it would appear is of a recidivistic nature. Consequently, this court must and will give custody of Zoe Wilkinson to Ivan and June Hosking.
No, you can't!
No.
Don't you dare!
Listen to me. You're upset. You've been crying, and if you must know, you look bloody awful. Is that the way you want Zoe to see you? Not giving her much to remember.
No, you're right.
Now I have to go back to work. Will you be all right? I'll go back to the flat and I'll call you when I can.
No, I've got a couple of things to do. I'll see you when I get back there, okay?
What sort of things?
Busy things. Forget your baby things. Just things.
Bad luck, Maxwell. Someone must have it in for you.
I can do without the sarcasm if you don't mind. If Mrs. Reynolds didn't believe my story, I certainly don't expect you to.
Just being friendly.
And I'm being realistic.
I doubt it. You need friends.
You want to be my friend.
Why not? Oh, I realise I turned you down once before as a business partner, but we all make mistakes, and I'm ready to rectify that.
Friend and business partner. Well, if I'd known that, I would have come back earlier.
You've got brains, Maxwell. You stand out from the others.
So now you want me to forget all the past nasties and put you on the payroll?
Not quite the words I would have used, Maxwell, but something like that, yes.
Sorry, no vacancies.
Really? Then why don't you sack your pet screw? Bad mistake, Maxwell. You underestimated me.
Well, as you said, we all make mistakes.
And Adams was your biggest. Why don't you ask him about the phone call he made this morning? To the police. Something about a disused service station?
You're lying.
Am I? He was the only one who knew where you were. Oh, Maxwell. About us working together. Think about it.
Carry on. Oh, we're having a birthday party for Spider, Miss Ferguson.
Hey, that was 3 months ago.
Yeah, and she spat the dummy because the girls at C Block wouldn't give her a party or nothing. So, you know what a big bunch of softies we all are.
Yeah, and we didn't steal it or nothing, so it's all right, isn't it?
No, it is not.
Stupid bitch. How did you go? Looks like she's taken to the staff room. Oh, Simpson, you owe us.
Oh, you what? Anyone know what she's talking about?
Well, them balloons were full of laughing gas, okay? Now you know what I'm talking about? The bloody freak's out there breathing out gas. Well, thank heavens that's so. I mean, Dr. Eastman's a lovely man, but the trouble we had to go through.
Oh, those women don't know when they're well off.
You're right, of course, if they had to pay. Good heavens. Where did they come from?
Oh, they were in the rec room. The women were fooling around with them, so I confiscated them.
Well, what harm would that do?
Oh, they'd have found a way.
Oh, Joan, really?
Oh, I suppose you want to take them back.
Oh, no, of course not. I'm not in the habit of countermanding orders.
I know how you like to keep in good with them. Here, I'll make it easier for you to carry them.
That was the most ridiculous and childish thing I have ever seen in my life. Oh, look, you missed one. Oh, dear. I do hope that poor Lorelei doesn't mind living with you. I hope she's got enough sense not to leave her child with you.
She can't. The court refused custody.
It's true. Place looks like a bomb's hit it.
What are you doing in here?
Oh, Mrs. Sprinkle said we had to come and clean up.
Yeah, she dropped her coffee or something. Or do we clean up or don't we?
Yeah, we don't want to stick our noses in where we're not wanted. Right, Fred?
Right.
Just clean up that mess and don't take all day.
Did you say something?
No. Maybe she isn't well. Are you okay?
Who's not well?
Oh, there's something wrong with Miss Ferguson. She doesn't want to talk to us.
Miss Ferguson?
Just stay with them till they're finished.
I used you, Adams, and everyone knew it. Adams!
Perfect end to a promising career, I'd say. Then get out.
She set me up. She wanted me to have a go.
And you were stupid enough to oblige, were you?
Well, how much am I supposed to take?
You never let that scum get to you. There are other ways of handling things.
Yes, I've heard the stories.
Now, you listen to me, mister. That's all you will hear. There won't be any witnesses. I'm not that stupid. Oh. You really are pathetic, aren't you?
Look, I don't have to take this. Just get on with it.
If you've got half a brain in your head, you will listen. Now, I'm not going to say anything to the governor. Why not? Because I think there's more to you and Maxwell than meets the eye, Mr. Adams. You could be useful.
How?
I'll think of something. I've got no idea where she could have gone. Oh, I just don't understand it, Sergeant. I had no inkling that anything like this would happen. Oh, yes. Yes, of course I will, as soon as I hear anything. Yeah. Yes, naturally. Stupid fool.
Is this Lorelei Wilkinson?
Just don't believe it.
What's she been up to?
She's taken the child from the foster parents and shot through.
It's predictable and understandable.
But it wasn't. I thought she had everything in hand. She'd organised herself into a job and a flat. Well, so she said.
It's the trouble with being in here. They can't wait for things to happen when they get out. They've already waited too long.
Yeah, there's no fool like an old fool, is there? As far as the other women are concerned, Maxwell, well, you're going to be needing protection, not selling it.
I don't seem to have much choice, do I?
You've got none at all.
All right, I suppose I can work with you.
Wrong again, you work for me. For a start, you can get to know Glover.
The new girl, why?
There's something going on there between her and Morris. Smells like a plant to me. See what you can find out.
Very well. Miss Ferguson.
It's better. I like my people to have a good attitude, Maxwell. Respect. See that you work on yours before I see you again.
Evening.
Oh, take your time, ladies. You've got 10 seconds.
Has she been in touch with you, Ferguson?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, cut the crap. She's out there with a little kid, so she's desperate. And you want to know something crazy? She liked you, Miss Ferguson. So have you heard from her or not?
If you're talking about Wilkinson, I don't help criminals.
Jeez, what a bitch. Oh, yes, Sergeant. Oh, yes, she is. Just a moment. It's a Sergeant Groves. Wants to speak to you.
Ferguson? Oh, yes, one of your people rang me this morning. I told him all I knew. But you must have the names of all her known associates. Have you tried them all? Yes, well, I'm sorry. There's no more I can tell you. I certainly will if I hear from her. Yes. Bye.
Good. Why would the police contact you? Is everything all right?
Yes. Good night.
Good night.
Just a minute.
What?
A word with you. It's time we had a talk about Maxwell and you.
I have to get to work.
All right, you do that and I'll tell the governor how you helped her escape.
You what?
Don't act the innocent. I know a lot more than you think. Like the call to the police. I just saw her out of Red Hill. It's that I'm anti-euthanasia.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you? Well, let's go and see the governor then.
Look, I had nothing to do with Maxwell's escape, and you can't prove that I did.
You and Maxwell have been working together, and a lot more. So, are you going to tell me what I want to know? Because maybe, just maybe, you'll have a job tomorrow. Wentworth Detention Centre, Officer Ferguson speaking. Wentworth Detention Centre, can I help you?
It's me, Lorelei.
Where the hell are you?
I'm at the Hoskings.
Oh, you've gotten yourself into a real mess this time. But don't think you're going to involve me.
No, Joan, I'm giving myself up.
Miss Ferguson to you.
I'm going to the police, and I'd really like it if you'd come here.
What?
I think it's better if you're with me, and then we can go to Sergeant Watson and explain.
Explain? Explain an armed robbery? God, you're demented. Have you seen the papers?
Yes.
Armed robbery is not some stupid con. Oh, you've gone up in the world now. You are in deep.
That's why I want you to come to the police with me.
After the runaround you've given me, no way.
Joan, I'm giving up Zoe. I need you.
No. Wait.
Miss Wilkinson?
Yes?
Lorelei Wilkinson, you're under arrest for attempted armed robbery. I have to caution you that anything you say can be taken down and used against you in a court of law. Let's go.
No, but I can't. Well, not just now. You see, I've been in touch with Joan Ferguson from Wentworth.
Sorry.
No, but you see, I phoned her and she knows
she
that...
telephoned us.
Joan sent you?
Come quietly, it's better that way.
But I don't understand. I mean, she promised. She promised, but I thought she'd come.
She said she may not be able to get away.
She shouldn't have done that. I was going to give myself up.
She explained all that. Come on.
I'll take her, Lorelei.
Things have been a bit strange since Joan bought Joyce and Mervyn's flat.
Oh, yes. Well, the change of venue hasn't done much good, has it?
Sure, Joan didn't mean to crash the party. She's probably just as embarrassed as you.
Embarrassed? What? Bury the hatchet. I always say that.
I think she'd be better off burying that bottle.
Oh, here we go. Champagne, Joan. Oh, why don't you join the rest of us over there? You look a bit lonely here by yourself. It's a little late for that, isn't it? But don't worry. I won't spoil your evening. Oh, good. I mean, suit yourself. Well, I tried. Oh, look. Our Joan. She's gone walkabout. Yes. Yes, I'm putting you through now. Sorry about that. Hello? Hello? Why wasn't I told about this? Why wasn't I told she's an undercover cop?
Fewer people who knew.
Morris knew. I am the deputy governor. I have the right to know.
This is hardly the time, Miss Ferguson. Who did this to you?
All of them. There must have been someone giving the orders. Was it Jenkins?
We can't deal with the one responsible unless you tell me what happened.
All over me. I couldn't tell what was happening.
Oh, you know what they're like. None of them have got the guts to do something like this on their own.
There's always someone who incites it.
Then why don't you ask them? They were all found safely tucked away in their cells, with everyone claiming they were let out by someone else.
Good. Well, they can damn well stay there unless I get to the bottom of this.
Drugs, alcohol, homemade weapons, money.
They never stop for a minute, do they?
We could have more spot searches.
That's why it keeps pouring in that worries me. We simply haven't got enough officers to cope with the situation.
Well, it wouldn't be a problem if we brought it in for them. Open a shop. Visitors wouldn't have to bring anything in. They buy it here. It'd save the officers wasting time searching gifts.
It'd certainly help.
Yeah, they tried it at Barnhurst. Officers take trustee prisoners out and buy stock for the shop and put an official prison stamp on it. Anyone caught with anything that doesn't have that stamp is in trouble. Wouldn't have to waste time on buy-up either.
Good experience for the women. Any ideas about who should run it?
Oh, I was just thinking of the security aspect for now. I could...
Governor, I think I found something.
Drugs?
Well, these women will try anything.
Keep up the good work.
Right.
I'll talk to the department about the shop. You got any ideas about how to stop that?
You any good with a tennis racket?
It sounds like an excellent idea.
I'll be recommending to the governor that you be in charge of the whole operation.
I'm flattered, Miss Ferguson.
Just listen, Adams. There'll be things that the women will want after we've taken away the contraband.
Like what?
Like things they shouldn't have. Things that they will pay a lot for.
And they'll be paying us instead
of those who shouldn't have it.
Won't that be risky? I mean, if the governor found
out...
out...
The governor won't find out, will she?
Look, I don't like this.
I'm not asking you to like it, I'm telling you. Now, if the governor were to find out about you and Maxwell, that would be the end of your career. As it is, your enthusiasm for setting up this shop will look very good on your record.
Will you be helping me to run it?
No, Maxwell will. She'll be the trustee for the shop, so it's up to you to convince the governor she's the right one for the job.
Oh, how the hell
Don't
am I...
snivel, Adams. Now, you and Maxwell will collect the stock for the shop, and I'll arrange for you to pick up the other things at the same time. You'll be paid a cut for your efforts, and I'll be around to see that you don't make a botch of it. Can you understand that? Or do I have to draw you a picture? You'll be the trustee for the shop. Adams will be the supervisor.
How are you going to get the other stuff?
You can collect it when you go out shopping. You'll have to find somewhere secure in here to hide it, though.
What's in this for me?
Cut of the profit, same as Adams.
How much?
We'll work out the details later.
Well, it seems to me as if I'm the person taking all the risks. I want 60%.
I've never known you to be funny, Maxwell.
No deal, then.
Plenty of other prisoners would be interested.
Oh, Simpson, you must be joking.
20% each for you and Adams.
Look, it's not worth the risk. I'm the one who cops the charges.
Take it or leave it.
30%.
It only leaves 10% for Adams. You've got a deal.
We'll have to watch Simpson. She won't like this.
If she's a problem, she'll be taken care of. They must be there somewhere. God, if you're doing your job properly. Just keep looking, I'll get this. Wentworth Detention Centre. No, I'm sorry, she's not in her office at the moment. Can I take him? Just a minute. It's a call for you. Who's calling, please? Wendy Glover.
I'll take it in my office.
Well, if there aren't any there, go and look in the store. I take it you're volunteering to go out of business, Simpson?
No way. Why should I?
Depends on your will to live.
You touch me and I'll scream this bloody place down.
Me? Oh, no. I'd leave you to Connors and Mullins. When Mullins finds out you were responsible for her boyfriend's death.
I wasn't responsible.
Oh, but I know better, Simpson. You were the postman, and you delivered that letter into the hands of some very dodgy people, and because of that, dear Lester is dead.
You're bluffing, Ferguson.
Am I? Now tell me you're going out of business. I take it you're volunteering to go out of business, Simpson?
No way. Why should I?
Depends on your will to live.
You touch me and I'll scream this bloody place down.
Me? Oh, no. I'd leave you to Connors and Mullins. When Mullins finds out you were responsible for her boyfriend's death.
I wasn't responsible.
Oh, but I know better, Simpson. You were the postman, and you delivered that letter into the hands of some very dodgy people, and because of that, dear Lester is dead.
You're bluffing, Ferguson.
Am I? Now tell me you're going out of business. Working hard, Maxwell?
Oh, it's you.
Fortunately, but it could have been anyone.
Well, do you think it's big enough?
Yeah, it'll do for a start. But we won't have too much in there at any given time. It's too risky. Make sure they only get miniatures, too. Enough to keep them sober.
Some grass?
Oh, yeah, a bit. And some pills. Keep them quiet, make life easier for me. But I draw the line at hard drugs, is that clear?
Perfectly. After all, you're the boss.
You're learning. Just remember, Maxwell, 70 customers out there and at $10 a
If
week.
we don't deal in the harder stuff, it leaves a corner of the market open for Simpson. The most lucrative corner.
Oh, don't worry about Simpson. I've had a chat with her.
And?
She's gone out of business.
Miss Ferguson, a word, please.
Well?
Simpson just tried to burn down the shop. Mill saw her. The women are hostile, but that's not going to stop her. She's got too much to lose.
Tonight, after lockup.
What?
Simpson, we're the only two rostered in this block. When everyone's locked away, you go into her cell and talk some sense into her.
But she shares
I'll
it, so
fix that.
No, there's got to be another way.
You will do it if you want to keep your job. And if you want to keep your precious income, you'll make sure that he does. Right, you heard the bell. Get yourselves now. Move. Come on.
Hurry up. Yeah, I am.
Simpson? Heard about your little effort this afternoon. Made me very angry, Simpson. If I could prove anything, you'd be on a charge. But since I can't, you can expect a visitor tonight. Get to your cell. Mr. Adams. It's time. Reception?
Security check, Miss Ferguson. Any worries?
Oh, no, only where the afternoon went. Had no idea it was that time.
Sounds like you've been kept busy.
Just catching up on some filing. Otherwise, the place is like a graveyard.
Yeah, well, it looks like a graveyard from out here. Call you again in an hour.
Right. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Gone mad. So gone by for two.
Now, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. You're not too badly knocked up. Nothing a bit of a clean-up.
No, don't touch me. Nobody touches me till when I see him.
Hey, wait a minute.
Now, I'm sure we can come to an agreeable arrangement here. If we keep this harmless little episode between the three of us, that'll be the end of it. Now, I couldn't be fairer than that, could I?
I bet you couldn't.
Oi, Simpson, are you okay or what?
What?
Now take this lying down, Adam.
Listen to her, Simpson.
Stay
She's
out
trying
of
to
this.
be...
You bastards. You stick together like glue. Well, this time you're going down the tube together.
Get out of here.
What about what you just said? Oh!
What's wrong with you? You're bloody crazy.
He went too far, and he paid the penalty.
And you're going to leave it at that, right?
He'll pay for it. I'll see that he does.
You and that bastard are going for roast, so help me.
You are being very foolish, Simpson.
You're going to lay into me again. Might as well, because you're gone.
That's the way you want to play it. Let's go.
Go on. Want to do it here? Hey, scream the place down, the freaks taking me off for another bashing.
This up, Simpson. You're playing right into my hands.
My goodness, what on earth is going on?
Claims she was bashed by an officer.
Alice did it, and she put him up to it. Mr. Adams did this to him.
It's a bit hard to swallow, isn't it?
She put him up to it, I tell you. She even walloped him in front of me to make it look good.
Oh, now there's a new twist. You're gunning for us both now, Simpson.
I'm telling the truth.
Just take it to the sick bay. Will you get it cleaned up and give me a detailed report on the
Yes,
incident?
the bitch is putting one over you, I tell you.
I'll call the governor. The sooner we deal with this, the better.
Right. You lying bitch, it's a lion, you know it!
I've heard it all before, Simpson, from better liars than you.
We reckon I'd be making up to do this to you.
You'll be given a chance to state your case.
You bitches, you're all in it together.
Just come along quietly. I'll take you along to Sister Hall.
Get up!
You idiot. Just what were you trying to prove?
I don't know what happened. She just riled
And
me.
you're beginning to rile me. I've got a damn good mind to dish out some of the same to you.
You already did, in front of a prisoner.
Oh, yeah? And where are the bruises to prove it?
Look, what's going to happen? I don't want to lose my job.
We
if
will
you
just
shut-
sit tight and let the investigation take its course.
What investigation? You're not going to let her dob me in.
I already have. I'm pushing for a departmental investigator to clear this matter tonight.
Whose side are you on? It was your idea. You forced me into
shut
it.
up, damn you. We have to make this look as though she was trying to frame us.
If you're double-crossing
I
me, I'll
don't
take
like
you...
that sort of talk, Adams, especially from you. Now, I said we will sweat this out, and we will, understand? So you just pull yourself together. We've got a lot to do to make sure we cover ourselves. Yeah, Helen, get me Mrs. Reynolds, right now. That's correct. He was nowhere near the woman when I arrived.
When was that?
I went to investigate after I heard the first scream. There was no way he could have done so much damage before I got there. Obviously, she had herself bashed before lockup.
I thought part of the lockup procedure was to check for just this sort of thing.
As the governor will tell you, we have imposed an early lockup situation. Makes the women even more difficult to handle, and of course, being short-staffed.
Somehow it always gets back to staffing levels. This claim by Simpson that you hit Adams to square things up, what do you make of that?
What anyone would, it's garbage.
I wouldn't have thought Simpson had much to gain by throwing that in on top of the other charges.
In my experience, the women will stop at nothing to frame an officer, especially a deputy governor. Simpson is a textbook case. She doesn't know when to stop.
All right, Miss Ferguson, you can go. I'd like to have a word with Mrs. Reynolds.
Of course.
Well, what do you make of it?
My gut feeling is that Simpson's telling the truth.
Same here. Still, gut feelings don't count for much where the department's concerned.
No, on paper, the facts are all on Adam's side.
Think he's capable of bashing a prisoner?
I wouldn't have thought so, but under Joan's influence, who knows?
It's an odd combination.
But not an impossible one.
Problem is, if we believe they bashed Simpson, what do we do about this claim that Ferguson assaulted him? That's a pretty wild accusation.
Yes, if Joan was behind the bashing, I don't think Simpson would have had a mark on her.
And then he asked to look at my hands. I was so scared. I mean, look at them.
Would have been a damn sight worse off if you hadn't protected him.
I should have accepted Smithton. I know it's only a country prison, but I wouldn't have got mixed up in all of this. I mean, what if they believe Simpson? I'll lose my job, I'll lose everything.
You're not losing anything. Oh, for God's sake, stop making a fool of yourself.
It was you who dragged me into this. I should never have listened to you. I've got to get away for a while.
You're not going anywhere. If you're thinking of easing your conscience by confessing, don't.
I wasn't going to.
Good. Because if you do, I'll make sure that you see this job from the other side of the bars.
An inmate? But they kill ex-officers.
That's right. So from now on, you will do everything I tell you, when I tell you, and where I tell you.
Do you think you swayed them?
Can't see them proving anything beyond a reasonable doubt, can you?
I shouldn't have to remind anyone of the seriousness of this situation. Fact is, we won't tolerate officers assaulting prisoners under any circumstances whatsoever. Nor will we tolerate a prisoner faking a bashing in order to implicate an officer.
It wasn't fake.
The onus was on you to prove it. I find the evidence inconclusive and therefore insufficient to warrant any further
Hang
action.
about, I told you what happened. What do you think these are, makeup?
That's enough. You've heard the decision.
What I'm hearing is a bunch of screws whitewashing a fair to compassion.
Watch your language.
What are you going to do? Have another go?
As far as I'm concerned, there were inconsistencies in both accounts of tonight's incident.
What's going on? You don't believe them, and I'm the one you're calling a liar.
I'm not calling anyone a liar. But unless you can come up with a witness or some other evidence, my hands are tied. It's your word against theirs.
Can I give you a lift home?
I have a cab.
Well, mission accomplished.
Pardon?
Beating the frame up.
In case you'd forgotten, there was no frame-up.
Look, to be convincing, you got to believe your own story. You told me that last night yourself, remember? Where do we go from here?
I'll let you know in good time.
Look, I'd like to have a say in this partnership too, you know.
There is no partnership, Adams. You do what I tell you. And if you ever cause me as much trouble as you did last night, then prison won't be your career, boy. It'll be your home. Getting nervous, Maxwell?
No, but I should be. I'm the one taking all the risks. You two certainly aren't.
That's right. It's your neck before his, and I come lucky last.
There better be some decent profits in this.
There will be, and they'll get better. As from tomorrow, the introductory offer is over. Prices are double from now on.
So soon?
Why not?
Oh, I don't think they'll wear it.
Oh, and will they complain to the management?
They may not buy it all.
Oh, and where else are they going to buy their little luxuries from? They'll pay.
Favour?
All those in favour of what?
Oh, we're banning the shop, Miss Ferguson. You want to vote?
Wondered how long it'd take you to get around to that. That shop is there to prevent you lot bringing contraband in, so like it or lump it.
All those in favour of lumping it? Good one, Lou.
Well, I hear you two have messed things up. I might have expected it.
I hardly think you can blame us. You're the one who raised the prices.
What if they go to the governor and tell her?
They won't. Tell him.
That'd be lagging. They won't do that.
But Connors won't leave it at that. I know she won't.
So we'll put her in solitary.
Yes, of course. We get her out of the way.
Well, go and do it.
What's the charge?
Oh, I don't know. Make one up. Cheat. Do I have to spoon feed you? You are only using him, aren't you?
What do you think?
Does Reynolds know again?
Does Mrs. Reynolds know I'm in the pound?
Don't worry, I'll tell her.
Well, while you're at it, tell her why.
That you assaulted an officer?
He called Sarah a black bitch and a coon, and if he does it again, I'll lay him out for the full count. Tell her that.
In.
Why do I get the feeling you two are up to something?
You've got a nasty mind, Connors.
Beg your pardon? I'm right, though, aren't I? What's going on?
Miss Ferguson
the
doesn't...
gate.
But what if she
The
attacks
gate.
you?
You do as you're told, Roddy, otherwise she'll give you a smack too. Right, that leaves the adults. What am I doing here?
I'd say you're standing in the way of free enterprise.
The shop?
I told you I'd stop the contraband trade.
You reckon?
You won't shut that shop, Connors. Keep you here for a while. Those idiots downstairs will soon go back to it.
Well, I'll be buggered. For once I can't tell whether you're playing it straight or not.
Give you something to think about, won't it? About Sarah West.
What about her?
You ever call her that name again and I'll have you up before a departmental committee myself. Lock the gate. Hey, tell me things went well at the shop, Jenkins.
Seen the dining room. Do you know what's going on in that shop?
Oh, I know what's not coming into the prison. Contraband. And it's going to stay that way.
If I were you, I'd start worrying about your friend Wilkinson.
What do you mean?
Well, I just went past your dorm. I'd say she's in a lot of trouble.
Laurie!
Oh, what's happening? Who's holding me?
Surprised at you, Lurch. Stopping the women from buying alcohol and then sneaking in here for a pre-dinner
What are you
cocktail.
doing?
What would the women say if they found out?
Well, what are we waiting for? Reynolds is gone, Connors is in the shop.
Not yet.
We'll have to, she'll kill her.
Oh, we're waiting until... That's it. Get help.
Why? We can do it.
Witnesses, you idiot. Now get moving. Connors, you're not thinking? What are your friends going to say when they see you wrecking this shop, eh?
Oh, the only thing I'm reckoning is her.
Not true. What about this shop, eh? And this one?
Connors!
You're very foolish, Connors. Assaulting an officer yesterday, and now this.
Bitch, Ferguson, this is a setup. It's a bloody setup.
Mr. Adams, contact the department. Tell them that in my capacity as acting governor, I am transferring Rita Connors to Blackmore immediately.
You bitch! It's a setup! It's a bloody setup!
I can't believe you're serious.
What you believe doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Joan, I'm not going to let you do it.
And how do you propose stopping me? Are you forgetting who's in charge here?
You're the one who can never get that straight. Anne is head of this prison, not you.
Ah, but she's not here, is she? She's offered her bleeding heart prison reform conference. I am in charge.
You are deliberately rushing this through because you know Anne won't have a bar of it.
Oh, I think I'm doing precisely what she would expect me to do. She's warned Connors often enough. Any more trouble and it's Blackmore.
She might have had that in mind as an absolute last resort. However,
Since when were you an authority on what the governor thinks?
It's more knowing how you think. You've been waiting for
I
this
have
chance
done what any self-respecting governor would do. Now, that woman tried to destroy a prison facility and kill another inmate. I am quite sure that Maxwell would have been dead if I hadn't arrived when I did.
That's nonsense.
And I say it's not. I've got Adams and Jackson's statements to back me up. Not to mention the damage in the shop and the photographic record and the catalogue of damage. I have gone by the book all the way.
Then why the rush? Why don't you wait till Anne gets back if you're so confident that she'll back you?
Because we all know just how much trouble Connors can stir up given half a chance. I want her out of here before the other women get wind of it.
What's wrong with keeping her in solitary?
And what's wrong with obeying orders, Morris? This is it, Connors. They say a change is as good as a holiday. You know, we might have become friends eventually.
You bitch! You bitch! You had to wait till Reynolds' back was turned, didn't you?
That's right.
Hey, bitch, what's going on?
What's she doing?
They're taking me to Blackmore! Tell everyone! I'm in setup!
Side! I told you to keep all out of sight. It's not my fault.
It's a setup! Blackmore, you hear me? You mongrel!
All right, you little bitch, you're on a charge.
Hurry up, Adams!
Ah! They're taking me to Blackmore, someone do something!
That she's all yours, but watch her.
No worries.
You bitch, Ferguson! You're not going to get rid of me that easy! You wait up the front, remember? Stinking, cowardly mongrel! You bitch! You bitch!